Are you stuck on a coding challenge? Don't worry, we've got your back. Let's dive in and solve the fraction to recurring decimal problem together. This problem statement is asking to take in two integers as input, which represent the numerator and denominator of a fraction. The goal is to return the fraction in string format, including any recurring decimals. If the fractional part of the decimal representation is repeating, the repeating part should be enclosed in parentheses. For example, if the input is numerator equals 1 and denominator equals 3, the resulting decimal representation is 0.3333, so the final output should be 0 in parenthesis 3. It is also mentioned that if multiple answers are possible, any of them is a valid output. It also guarantees that the length of the answer string will always be less than 10 to the power of 4 for all inputs. The approach of this code is to convert a given fraction, numerator and denominator, into its decimal representation. The code uses a combination of mathematical operations and a hash map data structure to achieve this. The code starts by initializing a string builder to store the final result. It then determines the sign of the decimal representation by checking if both the numerator and denominator have the same sign or if the numerator is 0. Next, it converts the numerator and denominator to their absolute values and appends the quotient, numerator upon denominator, to the result. It then calculates the remainder, numerator modulo denominator, and checks if it is 0. If it is, the result is returned as is. If not, the code appends a decimal point to the result and starts a loop to calculate the decimal representation. The loop uses a hash map to keep track of the remainders and their positions in the result. The remainder is calculated by multiplying the previous remainder by 10 and taking the modulus of the result with the denominator. The code appends this quotient to the result and continues until it encounters a remainder that has already been seen. At this point, the code knows that the decimal representation is repeating and inserts an opening parenthesis at the position of the repeating remainder. It then appends a closing parenthesis and returns the final result. For example, if the input is numerator equals 1 and denominator equals 3, the resulting decimal representation is 0.3333, so the final output will be 0 in parenthesis 3. In this way, the code uses a combination of mathematical operations and a hash map to convert a fraction into its decimal representation, while handling repeating decimals correctly. The time complexity of this code is big O(n), where n is the number of unique remainders that we encounter before finding the repeating remainder. The space complexity of this code is big O(n), where n is the number of unique remainders that we encounter before finding the repeating remainder. This is because we store all the unique remainders and their positions in a hash map, and the maximum number of unique remainders we can encounter is n. To understand this, let's take the example of numerator equals 1 and denominator equals 3. In this case, the decimal representation of the fraction is 0.3333, which means that the remainder will always be 1. So, the loop will keep running indefinitely and the hash map will keep adding new entries for the same remainder. In this case, the time and space complexity will be infinite. In another example, let's say numerator equals 1 and denominator equals 7. In this case, the decimal representation of the fraction is 0.14285714287, which means that the remainder will cycle between 1428571 1428557. After 7 iterations, the remainder will repeat, so the time and space complexity in this case will be big O(7). So, the time and space complexity both depend on the number of unique remainders we encounter before finding the repeating remainder. Since the maximum number of unique remainders we can encounter is n, the time and space complexity are both big O(n). Thanks for following along. I appreciate your attention and we hope you found that explanation helpful. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe for more content on this topic.